Welcome back to Who Died Today USA. In our previous videos, we've looked back at the lives and passing of some of the most influential music legends and pop culture icons of all time, from groundbreaking rock pioneers and unforgettable R&B voices to artists who shaped entire generations. While they once lived in the spotlight and reached incredible heights of fame, behind that success were stories of struggle, resilience, loss, and passion. How did they live? What challenges did they face before their passing? And what lasting legacy did they leave behind? If you're curious to explore the real stories behind these legendary figures, stay with us and watch this video until the end. Rick Derringer, the influential rock guitarist, singer, and producer whose career spanned more than 5 decades, passed away in late May 2025 at the age of 77. Best known for the classic hits Hang On Sloopy and Rock and Roll Hoochie Coo, Derringer's death marked the loss of a versatile musician who left a lasting imprint on rock, pop, and mainstream entertainment. Born in the United States, Rick Derringer rose to fame as a teenager when he formed the band The McCoys with his brother. At just 17 years old, he achieved national success with Hang On Sloopy, a song that became a defining anthem of the 1960s. This early breakthrough launched a lifelong journey in music that few artists sustain with such consistency and range. As his career evolved, Derringer found success both as a solo artist and behind the scenes. His 1973 album, All American Boy, became his most commercially successful release, featuring energetic, guitar-driven tracks that showcased his signature style. Over the years, he became a highly sought-after session musician, contributing his guitar work to recordings by major artists across genres. However, Derringer's influence extended far beyond performing. He earned a Grammy Award for producing the debut album of parody artist Weird Al Yankovic, helping bring comedic music into the mainstream. He also worked closely with Cyndi Lauper, touring with her band and contributing to some of her most memorable recordings, including the era-defining hit True Colors. Despite decades of success, Derringer's life was not without challenges. Like many musicians of his generation, he navigated the pressures of a changing industry while constantly reinventing his role within it. Still, his passion for music never faded. Before his passing, Derringer continued to be celebrated for his contributions to popular culture, including producing theme music that became iconic in sports and entertainment. His guitar work, production skills, and creative energy helped shape generations of sound. Rick Derringer will be remembered as a dynamic artist whose talent, adaptability, and dedication made him a lasting force in music history. His legacy lives on through timeless songs and the many artists he inspired. Sly Stone, the legendary musician and visionary leader of the groundbreaking band Sly and the Family Stone, passed away at the age of 82 after a prolonged battle with chronic obstructive pulmonary disease and other health complications. His death marked the loss of one of the most influential and innovative figures in modern music, leaving generations of fans and artists mourning a true pioneer. Born Sylvester Stewart in Denton, Texas, Sly Stone grew up immersed in music and gospel traditions before relocating with his family to California. From an early age, he displayed remarkable musical talent, mastering multiple instruments and developing a deep understanding of sound and rhythm. His early work as a radio DJ and record producer helped shape his eclectic musical vision, blending soul, rock, funk, and psychedelia into a bold new sound. In the late 1960s, Sly founded Sly and the Family Stone, a band that was revolutionary not only for its music, but also for its integrated lineup of men and women from different racial backgrounds. This diversity reflected Stone's belief in unity and equality, themes that resonated powerfully in songs like Everyday People, Dance to the Music, and Stand. The group quickly rose to fame, becoming a defining voice of a generation and delivering unforgettable performances, including their iconic appearance at the Woodstock Festival in 1969.
However, Sly Stone's life was not with hardship. As his fame grew, so did personal struggles, particularly with substance abuse. These challenges gradually took a toll on both his career and personal relationships. While albums such as There's a Riot Going On were critically acclaimed and artistically daring, they also reflected the darker chapters of his life. Over time, missed performances, legal troubles, and financial difficulties overshadowed his earlier success. Despite his decline from the public spotlight, Stone's influence never faded. His music became foundational to funk, hip-hop, and modern R&B, heavily sampled and admired by countless artists. Even decades later, musicians continue to credit him as a blueprint for creative independence and genre-defying artistry. Before his passing, Sly Stone reportedly completed a screenplay based on his life, signaling his desire to tell his story on his own terms. Though his later years were quiet and often troubled, his contributions to music remain immeasurable. Sly Stone will be remembered not only for his extraordinary talent, but also for his courage to challenge conventions and push music forward. His legacy lives on in timeless songs that continue to inspire messages of unity, individuality, and hope.
Brian Wilson, the musical genius behind the legendary band The Beach Boys, passed away on June 11, 2025, at the age of 82. His death marked the loss of one of the most influential songwriters and producers in modern music history, leaving fans and fellow artists around the world mourning a visionary who reshaped popular music. Born in 1942 and raised in Hawthorne, California, Brian Wilson showed extraordinary musical talent from a young age. Alongside his brothers Carl and Dennis, cousin Mike Love, and friend Al Jardine, he co-founded the Beach Boys in the early 1960s. The group quickly rose to fame with songs celebrating youth, freedom, and the California lifestyle. Hits such as I Get Around, California Girls, and Surfing USA helped define the sound of a generation and turned Wilson into one of the most celebrated young composers of his time. However, Brian Wilson's life was not always filled with sunshine and harmony. Behind his success, he struggled deeply with mental health challenges, including anxiety, depression, and later a diagnosis of schizoaffective disorder. He also endured emotional and physical abuse from his father during childhood, experiences that left lasting scars. At the height of the Beach Boys' popularity, Wilson suffered a nervous breakdown in 1964 and withdrew from touring, choosing instead to focus on studio work. That retreat led to his greatest artistic achievement, the 1966 album Pet Sounds. Widely regarded as one of the greatest albums of all time, it transformed pop music into a deeply emotional and experimental art form. Despite its later acclaim, the album's modest initial reception and Wilson's worsening mental health added to his sense of isolation. His ambitious follow-up project, Smile, was abandoned for decades, further intensifying his inner struggles. Throughout the 1970s and 1980s, Wilson lived largely out of the public eye, battling substance abuse and periods of deep withdrawal. His personal life was marked by instability, controversial medical treatment, and long stretches away from creative work. Yet his story did not end in tragedy alone. In later years, with the support of his second wife, Melinda, Brian Wilson gradually regained stability. He returned to performing, completed Smile in 2004, released solo albums, and reunited with the Beach Boys for tours and recordings. These years allowed him to finally receive the recognition and love that had eluded him for so long. Brian Wilson leaves behind a legacy of breathtaking music, emotional honesty, and artistic courage. His life was a journey of brilliance and pain, but his work continues to remind the world that beauty can emerge even from deep struggle. Let us honor his memory by celebrating the music that continues to heal and inspire generations. Let's leave a comment saying R.I.P. Brian Wilson to pay tribute to a true musical legend.
Bobby Sherman was a singer, an actor, and a teen idol. He had the looks, the voice, and the great head of hair.
He certainly did, and Sherman died today at the age of 81. Hey!
Bobby Sherman, the beloved singer and television actor who became one of the most recognizable teen idols of the late 1960s and early 1970s, passed away at the age of 81. His death followed a quiet but difficult battle with stage 4 cancer, leaving fans across generations mourning the loss of a gentle star who defined an era of pop culture. Born in 1943 in California, Bobby Sherman discovered his love for music and performance at a young age. His career took a decisive turn when he landed a regular role on the television series Here Come the Brides between 1968 and 1970. Playing the charming and youthful Jeremy Bolt, Sherman quickly captured the hearts of young audiences, paving the way for his rapid rise as a pop sensation. Soon after his television success, Sherman became a chart-topping singer. At the height of his fame, he scored multiple top 10 hits on the Billboard 100, including Little Woman, Julie Do You Love Me, Easy Come, Easy Go, and La 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 If I Had You. With his warm voice, wholesome image, and boy-next-door charm, he became a fixture on magazines such as Tiger Beat and 16, rivaling other teen idols of the era. However, Sherman's life extended far beyond pop stardom. As musical trends shifted in the mid-1970s, he stepped away from recording and gradually left the spotlight. Rather than chasing continued fame, Sherman chose a path of service. He became a certified emergency medical technician and later worked closely with the Los Angeles Police Department, training officers in first aid and CPR. This unexpected second career earned him deep respect and admiration, revealing a quieter but equally meaningful side of his legacy. In later years, Sherman reunited with fans through occasional nostalgia tours, but remained devoted to his family and humanitarian work. Even as illness overtook him, he was remembered by loved ones as kind, humorous, and resilient. Bobby Sherman is survived by his wife, Brigitte, his 2 sons, and his grandchildren. He leaves behind not only a catalog of beloved songs and television memories, but also a powerful example of grace, humility, and service beyond fame. Let us remember Bobby Sherman not only as a teen idol, but as a man who lived with integrity and heart. His legacy will continue to shine through his music, his compassion, and the countless lives he touched.
Francis, the iconic pop singer and actress whose voice defined a generation of young listeners in the late 1950s and 1960s, passed away at the age of 87.
Around the world in mourning. Born as Conchetta Francanero in Newark, New Jersey, Connie Francis discovered her passion for music at an early age. Her career began after she won a talent competition on Arthur Godfrey's television program, which encouraged her to adopt the stage name Connie Francis. After early setbacks and multiple rejections from record labels, her breakthrough finally arrived with the song Who's Sorry Now, a recording that transformed her into an international star almost overnight. Throughout the 1960s, Connie Francis became one of the most successful female pop singers in the world. She released a string of unforgettable hits, including Lipstick on Your Collar, My Heart Has a Mind of Its Own, and Don't Break the Heart That Loves You. Her gentle yet emotionally rich voice resonated deeply with teenage audiences, making her one of the defining musical figures of her era. In recent years, her song Pretty Little Baby found renewed popularity among younger listeners through social media platforms, reintroducing her music to a new generation. Beyond music, Francis also enjoyed success as an actress, starring in films such as Where the Boys Are and Follow the Boys. However, her life was not without tragedy. She endured a series of deeply painful events, including a violent assault, the temporary loss of her singing voice, the murder of her brother, and long struggles with mental health. Despite these hardships, Connie Francis remained a symbol of strength and perseverance. Through her autobiography and public reflections, she shared her story with honesty and courage. Connie Francis leaves behind a lasting legacy not only as a pop legend, but as a woman who faced unimaginable challenges with dignity and grace. Her music and spirit will continue to live on in the hearts of fans worldwide. Ozzy Osbourne, the legendary heavy metal vocalist famously known as the Prince of Darkness, passed away on July 22, 2025 at the age of 76. His death marked the end of an era for rock and metal music, leaving millions of fans around the world in deep mourning. Surrounded by his family in Birmingham, England, Ozzy's passing closed a life defined by raw talent, controversy, pain, and extraordinary musical influence. Born John Michael Osbourne on December 3, 1948 in Birmingham, England, Ozzy grew up in a working-class family amid the ruins of post-war Britain. Struggling in school due to undiagnosed dyslexia and ADHD, he left formal education early and drifted through various jobs before discovering music as his true calling. That discovery would ultimately change the course of rock history. Ozzy rose to international fame as the frontman of Black Sabbath, the band widely credited with creating heavy metal. Albums such as Black Sabbath and Paranoid introduced a darker, heavier sound that redefined rock music. Songs like Iron Man, War Pigs, and Paranoid became timeless anthems, cementing Ozzy's place as a revolutionary voice in music. Despite his success, Ozzy's life was filled with turmoil. Years of substance abuse, mental health struggles, and internal band conflicts led to his dismissal from Black Sabbath in 1979. Many believed his career was over, but Ozzy proved otherwise. He launched a highly successful solo career with albums like Blizzard of Oz and Diary of a Madman, producing iconic tracks such as Crazy Train and introducing the world to guitarist Randy Rhoads. Personal tragedy followed, including the devastating death of Rhoads in a plane crash. Ozzy continued performing despite grief, addiction, and later serious health challenges. In the 2000s, he gained a new generation of fans through the reality TV series The Osbournes, which revealed a softer, more vulnerable side of the rock icon. In his later years, Ozzy openly discussed his Parkinson's disease while remaining active in music and supporting emerging metal artists through Ozzfest. His final performance with Black Sabbath in his hometown of Birmingham became a powerful farewell. Ozzy Osbourne leaves behind not only a monumental catalog of music, but also a legacy of resilience, reinvention, and fearless creativity. He transformed hardship into art and inspired countless musicians across generations. Ozzy will forever be remembered as a pioneer, survivor, and one of the most influential figures in the history of rock and heavy metal. Let us honor his memory by celebrating his music and leaving a comment saying "R.I.P. Ozzy Osbourne" to pay tribute to a true legend whose voice will echo forever.